Libra, to your January Astrodice reading 2024, first reading of the new year. Hope your friends are doing great out there. If your friends like this, please like and subscribe, and hope all of you watched your New Year's forecast. Okay, so kind of gives you an up of what's going on, and it could also be talking about things that are not talking about here. So we all need to understand that Spirit's going to bring out only one of the 12 houses, and the other one just gives specifics about certain things that are going on within that January. Okay, so let's see what's going on with you, my friends. Got Gemini energy coming out. Ooh, with some Saturn, with that grumpy grandpa, and going straight into the 9th house. Lots of signs are getting the 9th house, going on that spiritual quest, onto this new journey, but yet it is a new year, so having that on a long journey actually makes sense, right, at the start of a new year. So going straight into Saturn over here. Things that are hidden. The part of you accepts challenge to gain the wisdom. So, and we're talking about the 9th house. So Saturn sitting in that 9th house for you guys with that Gemini energy coming out. And no, this isn't 102 your horoscope. This is just what he's talking about at this time. Okay, so for those of you who are new, yes, if you look at your horoscope, you're going to have different houses, you know, different things, different houses and different signs in that chart. But that would be the overall, right? We're just talking about what's going on in the 9th. This is just tarot. The energy is communicative and mischievous, lively, witty, and informative. Stimulating exchange is possible. Okay. I'm going straight into the 9th house is broadening your horizons, either spiritually, academically, or on a long journey. Okay. So let's see what's going on. That Saturn energy, the challenge that accepts the wisdom, going to have a lot of communication to what you're going to accept the wisdom with this spiritual journey, starting with this journey over here. Going straight into the beginning of the month, middle of the month, and the end of the month, we have patience is needed at this time. So watch your impatience, because it feels like you are a little imbalanced about a situation that's going on when it comes to spirituality or academics or whatever you're learning. If you guys are in school, learning however you're learning, and it says it's time to choose wisely when it comes to the 9th house. So we'll figure out what's going on there. Why is the patience here? Needing patience because there's imbalance on what you need to choose wisely when it comes to what you're learning that's challenging you within your spiritual realm. And having conversations about it. Some of you have lost hope. You need to gain that spiritual faith back. Losing hope in a situation. And it could be because you're getting a divorce, you're having some kind of conflict with others within your home. You could have breakdown in communication and home conflict. It also can have something to do with a transition that you're going through. You may be on a spiritual transformation in transition right now, going through some kind of phoenix effect or butterfly effect, whichever one you guys are in. Depends on the time limit. If you're in a deep journey of the soul, that's usually anywhere between 6 months to a year. You could lose hope and faith. It could also cause, if you guys are in something like that, you guys could be causing communication breakdown from the home, because you do have to hermit yourself away from your loved ones. And it could be causing conflict, miscommunication, breakdown. Maybe they're getting tired of your journey. If it's that you're not doing that, throw it away. But that's definitely for someone. It's time to meditate. Maybe you feel like I've been meditating, nothing's happening. I feel very disconnected when I'm meditating. So it feels like you need to reevaluate and contemplate on what's going on within your life. It could even be meditating on this family conflict and this disharmony, or having inner wisdom issues, not feeling like I can meditate properly. We do have some weird, we just got out of the cold moon. And it doesn't want us to have cold feet. If you guys didn't watch that full moon reading, you might want to watch that. It's talking about resistance, also Mercury retrograde. By the time you guys get this video, though, I'm still doing this during Mercury retrograde, but we are getting out of it, and it hasn't 100 set just yet, so it could be residue left over. Yeah, spiritual. Going against the grain, not seeing, having personal beliefs and freedoms. You might even feel like someone is going against your personal beliefs and freedoms of how you feel spiritually. Maybe they're having a disconnect spiritually. They don't see eye to eye on my faith. They don't see eye to eye on what I need. Okay, in the mid-month, let's see what's going on. There's a firm foundation. Intuition in reverse. And harmony still in reverse. So there's almost like you guys are building a better foundation over here of getting ready to talk. You're kind of seeing the challenge that gains the wisdom, but you're not really seeing that they're using their intuition. Your intuition might even be a little blocked at this time. But the peace and harmony where you really want that to be with the Six of Cups is just not there yet. It hasn't gotten back to the past yet to where it feels like we're on the same page. It does feel like you're a little clouded on how to get back to this 100% firm foundation. And it seems like you might have a mighty mountain to climb over here, but you are making a little bit of leadway, right? Because that's the Four of Pentacles. So you are reaching out to the situation. It's just almost like they don't really see exactly what you're seeing. They're still holding on to those inner feelings. But it does say go ahead and take some self-care for yourself, right? Because you are having some delays and having a real reconciliation from the situation, which is kind of weighing you down, not having the new opportunity where you want it. But it does say it can't get any worse. So it's not exactly where you want it to be. But you could figure, like, you know what, it feels like there could be some recovery. Spirit said there could be some recovery as you are taking the swords out, right? Because the Ten of Swords is in reverse, so it means it's getting better. It just hasn't recovered the way you want it to recover just yet, right? We're not seeing eye to eye, but at least we're having open communication about the situation. So it just feels like it is a long journey, isn't it? We have the Devil in reverse, temptation, rejoice and celebration, and disconnect and boredom. So they're definitely not joining you on this adventure over here. You're going to have a little bit of a spiritual, seeing your truth. Your spirituality and getting back to where you need spiritually and finding the faith within yourself to get this back together is going to be a rough one. Right when you feel like everything's going good, they kind of turn on the dime over here. You don't feel like you're feeling as heavy when it comes to the temptations that are going on within the situation. Whatever the toxicities are, it doesn't seem as bad, but it does feel like they've pulled back. And they might even be going back to bad habits. Because they're back to wanting to have disagreements. And there could even be some sneakiness when it comes to the situation. So it's almost like I'm trying my hardest on this journey to keep the faith within this situation, that things are going to go better. But now I'm starting to make new decisions. You might even be traveling to get away from the situation, leaving home from the situation, because it feels like there's a lot of betrayal in trying to get away with something. It just feels like they're acting out again. Like I said, maybe not as bad as before, but definitely you're going to isolate yourself from the situation because you see the truth and your courage is sparking up about the situation as you're coming into your own intuition. So as you're getting determined, you're noticing that, you know what, I'm just too overwhelmed by these choices. I have to go where my higher self wants to go. And being within this spiritual journey over here as you're meditating and seeing these things, it does feel like your intuition is, back on track. Yep, absolutely. Because you have to pause and surrender, and you've gotten the enlightenment and the awareness now of what it is you truly want and where you don't need to be. So starting out the new year with, getting back to who I am and where I need to be within this situation, and feeling like I have my spirituality is, for a lot of you, it's a big thing, right? Because it's almost like, well, You know, if I lose faith in this situation, I'm not going to be able to see, I'm not going to be able to follow my heart, I'm not going to be able to do the things I want to do. And you're just looking for someone. I think a lot of you are looking for someone who's still on the same spiritual path that you are. Doing a lot of your readings, you know, I noticed that with love readings. You know, I'm looking for someone on the same growth area as myself. If that's not you, go ahead and throw it away. But I'm telling you, having the spiritual path over here and knowing who you are spiritually has a lot to do with you. That's why you watch these videos. That's why you watch tarot. You know what? It's not just the tarot about what's happening in the far future. You know, if it's like, if I want to watch those, I'll go watch those. You know, you can go watch those from someone else, right? You know me. I always give out the spiritual stuff, so you know that's why you're here. I want to know about my spirituality. I want to know what's going on, right? That's my job. I'm a spiritual counselor. That's what I do. I lead you guys to these places, right? So it's almost like they're not connecting with me on a spiritual level. They want to go do bad things that cause bad karma. I want to have good karma. I want to do good things, and I want to be connected to someone, right, that's on the same spiritual path. And that's what you're looking for. And it just looks like they're not doing this in this relationship, right? They are just not coming up to growth. They might even just be against everything that you stand for, right? And it's just getting to the point where it's causing arguments and fighting and communication breakdown, right? Because they don't want to join me and understand me or connect with me. When we can't connect on things like that, it's hard, right? Especially if it's your own partner, okay? So take that how it resonates for everyone. And if that's not your story, then everything I just said, you can just throw away, right? But otherwise, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty truthful on that situation for the majority of you. So I'm leaving it there, and I will see you at the next reading. Peace and love, and